We have seen the treasure that's buried in the field, but we're not the first ones, actually. Jesus gives us this first of the three parables in the gospel today: treasure buried in a field, which a person finds and hides again, and out of joy goes and sells all that he has and buys that field. So who's the first to see the treasure in the field and sell all that he has to buy it? Who looks at this field that everybody else looks at it and they see dirt and grass and weeds, but he has perceived the treasure hiding underneath, and so he gives everything for it. Who's the first one? It's God, who has seen the treasure in humanity and has gone and sold everything that he had to purchase and redeem the world. So Jesus, in his incarnation, he impoverishes himself. He gives up all the riches that he has as God, power and glory, and he becomes small like us. And then he continues to hand over everything that he has in his passion, pours out his blood, gives his body, ultimately gives his life so that he has nothing, also that he can have this treasure buried in the field, that is the church. So he's actually the first one. And because he finds the treasure in the field, because he has done it first, now we might actually recognize the treasure that is hidden also. Like I said, we have seen it, each of us. The treasure that is the kingdom, that is God himself, Jesus and his body, the church. And I think probably for all of us, you can look back at different times where there was a glimpse or a glint or a whisper or a whiff of the treasure that we're talking about. So it could have been in words, either from Scripture or from somebody speaking the truth to you, or a moment of prayer, or part of a song, or even through sin and suffering. Think back and see, like, what's one of those moments? Because the response of this person in the first parable is wild. He sees the treasure, he reburies it, and then again, this is important, it's not out of desperation or out of prudence. It says out of joy, goes and sells all that he has and buys that field. So we're not even talking about it seems like a good idea to worship God. We're talking about a moment where we saw what is hidden that provokes a response that is like kind of wild and would be ridiculous for any other thing. That provoked us to, out of joy, go and sell all that we had to buy this field. It's a cause of grief for us that not everybody has seen the treasure in the field. Some people look and all they see is the dirt and the grass and the weeds. So all of us have friends like that, where we will point and we want to show them, but they don't see it. There are a lot of parents with children who the parents have maybe done everything they could to help their children to see the treasure in the field. And then when their children grow up, they're adults, found, as it turns out, either they never saw it, or maybe they saw it but have come to disbelieve it. Like maybe it was an illusion. When we're with people who haven't seen it, then we're all left looking a little bit crazy, actually, because we're pointing, it's there, and insisting, and we've sold everything we have for it, so it better be there, but we can't force someone to see it. So there are times where we look a little crazy. Another thing that is good but difficult is that we don't always see it either. Like our finding of the treasure, our possessing of the treasure is permanent, but our finding of the treasure is not really up to us, our being able to see it. And sometimes we have that glimpse. We see something shining under the surface, or the shovel hits the chest underneath the dirt. But then sometimes there's a long time before we see it again. And so we go to church every Sunday, and everything becomes really routine, and we just go because you're supposed to go. And it's sort of like, I remember that the treasure is here, but I don't know how to find it right now. And it's good that we bought the field, because we say, well, within these boundaries, I know that it's in here someplace, but I actually don't remember where it is. And I can't find it, and I haven't seen it for a while. But I know that I actually have it because I have this field. So like I said, we go to church and it's sort of like we can we can sometimes wonder, like, what was it exactly that made me commit to this, to sell all that I have for this? It's been so long, the memory's gotten kind of blurry. This is just part of the deal when it comes to the treasure hidden in the field. And it's all right, actually, because God works in this way all the time. In natural ways, it's not just looking past the surface, but like recognizing what can't normally be seen. I don't know if this is a good example, but I'm going to try it. When somebody has a little baby, like a newborn, and they show you a picture, and the baby's not even like dry yet from being born. They show you a picture, and everyone's like, ooh, ah, wow. And you look, and you're like, is its head supposed to be shaped like that? Did you say this is a boy or a girl? This is human? But you never say those things. Instead you say, what a beautiful baby. When the child is not your own, it's easy to see just a baby, you know? Like, what do you look and you see, that's a baby, I think. But for fathers and mothers, they don't see a baby, they see my son, my daughter. Or for parents and children can see, again, this is like a natural example of this. Parents are seen by their children not, I don't know how to say this. When little children look at their parents, they see something, and it's more true, actually, because when they look at their parents, what they see is gods, like all-powerful, all-knowing, all-loving. They see a king and queen, and what they don't know is that when you become a parent, you're just a ball of anxiety and nerves and uncertainty, you know? But in this case, the children actually see more of what it is to be a parent than the parents themselves do. These are like natural examples of this treasure in a field. But then there are so many supernatural examples, because this is the sacramental life. When we look at baptism, what we know is that what God does in baptism is a greater thing than splitting the Red Sea in two and then having it crash back upon all the armies of Egypt and destroying them. It's greater than the wonders of the plagues in Egypt or whatever. You know, like, we know that God does a more wonderful, more powerful thing in baptism than that. But if we saw the sea split in two, we would say, wow. And when we look at baptism, we don't. This is how God prefers it, apparently. The Blessed Sacrament is like this. Celebrating Mass is like this. Like, what a weird thing that we put the renewal of the eternal covenant of God that redeems the entire universe, that we put it on a schedule. Like, what's going on at 10:30 this morning? God's faithfulness, his eternal covenant with humanity is going to be renewed in the death and resurrection of Jesus. It's at 10:30. You're welcome to come. Like, what? So the treasure in a field is like, it's even broader than this. It's God's like standard mode. It's how he works with us in this world. Jesus is specifically speaking of the kingdom, speaking about his treasure that is the church. I don't know if when you consider Jesus being the one who finds this treasure in a field, goes and sells all that he has to buy that field, that is you and I. There are times where that's embarrassing for me, because sometimes I think that he was cheated and he got a bad deal. Of course, God does not think that. What about us? Like, what about selling all that we have for the treasure that we have found, even if it's only been a glimpse, just a little glint? If it's been a long time since you've seen the treasure that made you, out of joy, go and sell everything, then you can ask. Ask today or every day. Lord, let me see it again. Let me see your face. What I saw was not something that I can explain to someone else. That doesn't fit into some sort of, rational explanation. Well, this is why I went and sold everything that I had. Because it was you, because it was pure goodness and joy and light and beauty. But I am forgetting. Can I see it again? And the Lord will say yes, but he might also ask, will you let me see you again? Will you show me yourself? Will you unveil your heart, you who are my treasure?